Hello there, learners! Welcome to another learning episode. And this time, I'm going to discuss about the updated or the revised, or shall we say the new module. Yes, it's true. You've heard it from me that a new module will be introduced starting the semifinals down to the finals or the second half of the semester. But don't worry, rest assured, this module is easy to understand. The way I see it, it's easy to digest and it's friendly to you, dear students. This is in response of the school management with regards to the concerns that you've raised along the way when we started the semester. On the screen, you will see the two modules. And of course, if you are going to take a look and see, there is a big difference. Not just the color, of course. You can see that the updated module or the latest module that we will be using for the second half of the semester is somehow is much, of course, interesting having its own color. But then again, it's not just about the color but the content. So we will discuss this time. I will discuss to you each and every portion of the updated or the revised module. So with the new module, you will see still the same on the previous module that you have used, but still I'm going to discuss and orient you on as I mentioned, in every aspect of or features of the latest module or the revised module that you will be using. So you have there the course code. Course code is an alphanumeric code that is assigned to a certain course or a subject, and it is provided to you upon completing the enrollment process during the start of the semester. And on the other side of the course code, you have there the course title, or what we call the subject title, the module number. Ikapila na ba ni siya na module sa pagkakaroon sugod sa pinaka-primero na module na gihatag sa inyo, ha. Date of the delivery will be the schedule or the week or the exact dates where these topics here will be delivered, will be discussed, and at the same time, tasks that are given to you will also be subject for submission on that certain date of delivery. And below that one, the good thing about this latest or the updated module, you have there the topics. So, mas klaro siya, makita ninyo diretso, 1, 2, 3, three major topic that is going to be discussed by your teacher, instructor, or professor for the specific week. And then what are the expected outcomes? That's on the other box. Expected outcomes that at the end of this finishing and all of this topic, what are the expected output or outcomes on the end of the students. And here you are going to see below the topics and the learning outcomes, you will see the tools and materials. It's optional. It's optional for the teacher to indicate the tools and materials needed for the learning process or procedures depending on the topic that he or she will be. So below the topic and the learning outcomes, you will see now the big difference between the previous module to this present module that we will be using. And if you can see, naka-indicate daily ang inyong mga activities. Meaning to say, na mas klaro siya o mas user-friendly siya. That's the way I see it on my end, the way I understand it. Mas user-friendly siya compare sa imuhang atong previous module. This one, daily naka-stipulate ang imuhang mga things to do and things to achieve. And now let's discuss about guided learning, supplemental learning activities, independent learning and assessment. By the way, students, dear learners, guided learning, supplemental learning activities, independent learning and assessment, these things that I mentioned, si teacher ang bahala ibutang ni siya sa 5 kaadlaw na pagklase sa usa ka semana, online class or modular class. Siya ang bahala to arrange this one depending on the need, depending sa strategy ni teacher, and depending on the topic. Mo matter jud na always ang topic na inyo hang i-discuss. So I will explain one by one what is a guided learning, supplemental, independent, and assessment. Again, usbon na ako balik. Sa day 1 to 5, si teacher ang bahala mag-arrange ani nila kung asa ang supplemental learning ibutang na adlaw, maghatag ba si teacher og independent learning o kanusa ba siya mahatag og assessment. Okay? So, in everyday, usbon na ko balik, and in everyday basis, ibutang na ni teacher ang mga activities, including instructions and the links to the learning materials na gamiton niya sa pag-deliver og topic sa inyo ha. So, let's start with the guided learning. So, what is a guided learning? A guided learning indicates here the overview of the activity that you, dear students, will be doing with the guide of your teacher. The idea here is that the teacher and the students is involved in the activity. So, let me give you an example of guided learning. Example are recorded videos. Pwede si teacher mag-upload sa YouTube kung bugat ang file, and then ihatag lang niya ang link sa inyo ha. And dito niya i-discuss through the recorded video ang topic ninyo. It could also be a recorded audio. A recorded discussion with the aid of PowerPoint, video conference, discussion using OBS. A Facebook Live can also be considered as guided learning. Google Meet, while nag-Google Meet mo, then si teacher are discussing with the aid of PowerPoint, or pwede po siya mag-send ahead of time og Word file kung asa naka-indicate ang lesson, and then mag-Google Meet mo to back up the discussion para mas masabtan ninyo. And other activities na pwede na in which nag-collaborate si student and guided ni teacher ang learning sa estudyante. So that's what we call guided learning. Now let's proceed to supplemental learning activities / materials. So what is supplemental learning activities? This indicates here activities to reinforce and give more a little something extra to the lesson content intended for students who encounter difficulty in understanding the lesson. Meaning to say, kung medyo lisod ang topic, estudyante na wala nakasabot, nag-inform siya ni teacher, better mag-inform mo sa inyong teacher if ever dili mo kasabot, so that teachers can prepare supplemental learning activities. And again, this is a reinforcement para mas masabtan ninyo o para mas maintindihan ninyo ang inyong lesson. So, to give you an example of a supplemental learning activities, these are writing activities. Pwede mo gamon og reaction paper, essay, and oral activities as well are supplemental learning activities. Comprehension and reading activity na ay ipabasa si teacher sa inyo ha, i-send sa inyo ha ang file, i-post maybe on Google Meet, or i-send via messenger, or i-send sa inyo ang official email, ipabasa sa inyo ha, and then there are corresponding questions or activities, and after that one, pwede sad si teacher maghatag ninyo og quiz to evaluate kung iyang gipabasa or ang iyang reading activity nasabtan ba. And then, or naapoy vocabulary. Again, a supplemental learning activity, this is just a reinforcement. So, depende rin siya sa sitwasyon, sa topic, sa kalisod ba sa topic, or kabugaton sa topic, or ang pagsabot sa usa ka estudyante. And is it necessary na ihatag sa tibuok klase? If pag-evaluate ni teacher, pag-assess ni teacher, lisod ang subject, lisod ang topic, ang subject topic, and then pagtanaw niya, result maybe sa examination or response sa mga activities na gipagama niya, dili maayo ang score. So that's the time na mo reinforce si teacher. Yes, pwede siya ihatag ang supplemental learning activities sa tanang estudyante sa iyang subject. But if dili pod na ay mga estudyante na nakasabot lang, okay ra, madala ra, adtong mga estudyante na wala kaayo sabot, mao ang tagaan og focus ni teacher, og mao ang tagaan ni teacher og supplemental learning activity or Now let's proceed to the independent learning. So what is an independent learning? It is it indicates here that the activity that the students will be doing without the guidance of the teacher, The idea here is that the student will do the activity independently. So, mauna ni sila ang mga activities na like pag-amon mo ni teacher og video recording with regards to your understanding on the lesson. That's an independent learning activities, or other activities na ikaw lang ang mubuhat. But of course, since giingon na independent learning activities, it is really good if you are being honest na kamudzud ang nigama. Dili kay gipagama ninyo sa inyong mama o papa, or sa inyong kaila, sa inyong ate o kuya. Again, it's an independent learning. If you need a help, yes, of course, you can ask for a help, but it doesn't mean na sila ang inyong pabuhaton sa inyong independent learning. Now, let's proceed to the assessment. Assessment. So, what is an assessment? It indicates here the details of how to measure your learning, our dear students. Of course, kinahanglan po na mo ma-evaluate kung nasabtan ba ninyo, na kahit nakat-on ba mo. So, how can we do it? Ma-evaluate ra namo through assessment. So, formative and summative assessment can be incorporated. Example of this are quizzes, journals, assignments, simulations, graphic organizers, essay, portfolio, projects, short quizzes and long quizzes, and then oral recitations or oral questioning. These are the form of assessment. So, pwede ni teacher buhaton na day 1 would be a guided learning. Hatag lang siya og activity, hatag siya og video recording sa lessons, say for example, sa topic number 1. And then, pagka day 2, maghatag na po siya og another video or audio bakaha supported by a PowerPoint presentation. And then, on day 3, since nahatag na niya ang duha ka lesson, pwede siya maghatag sa inyo og assessment, or pwede sad siya maghatag og independent learning. So, mo depende ra na ni teacher, strategy na ni teacher unsaon niya ang paghanay sa iyang module kay mas nakasabot siya sa content o sa need kung unsaon na mas dali ninyo masabtan ang inyong topic. And part of this one also, usually your teacher may need to do once a week, may need to call for a Google meeting, a virtual meeting sa inyo, ha? It could be for the purpose to discuss, to orient you it could be on the first day of the week, para ma-orient mo sa inyong mga topic, things to do, and things to achieve, mga deadlines, and all possible questions. Pwede na buhaton ni teacher on the first day, before siya maghatag sa mga guided learning. Or, pwede sad ni teacher buhaton na siya on the middle of the week, para to assess ang inyahang mga gipanghatag na mga materials sa day 1, 2, and 3 na sabtan ra ba ninyo, wala ba mo'y pangutana, or pwede po ni siya ibutang ni teacher on the day 5 ang virtual meeting sa inyo, ha, to assess we're able to achieve those things from day 1 to 4, o asa ba mo naglisod, o say kinahanglan niya buhaton para matabangan mo. Or, pwede ni teacher gamiton ang day 5 as your assessment day, na it could be a summative test or a long quiz covering from day 1 to 4 na mga lessons na iyan. Lastly, part of the new module, the same sa previous module, there is the reference section in which diri i-indicate ni teacher ang mga books na reference niya, ang mga website. It could be an e-book, e-learning book, or e-book na nakuha niya sa internet, or it could be mga links sa YouTube and other avenues na asa siya nakakuha ang reference, diri niya i-indicate sa reference section. So, moto, the learners, moto ang bago ninyo karon na module. So far, the way I see it, I know dili mo maglisod. The purpose that the school management revised this module for the sake of you, dear students, na dili mo maglisod primero sa tanan sa pagsabot sa mga learning materials na isend ni teacher, at the same time guided mo along the way. That's why mas detailed siya day 1 to 5. And if naapa mo'y pangutana with regards to the module, please you can leave a message or you can comment below, or you can approach your teacher for further discussion with regards to this module or flexible learning na bago na atong gamiton from semifinals down to finals. Gamay na lang, hapit na tamahuman sa semester, and I really salute you all guys for the courage, for the strength na nisukol mo to try the new form of learning that we have. Of course, first time ni that in this country we embrace this system of education. So kabalumi na naglisod mo, naminaw mi sa inyo mga concerns, and at the same time gipangitaan og pamaagi how we can really solve this in a win-win solution. And manghinaot mi, walay mo give up, laban lang. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next video. Enjoy learning!